See, solid redirecting. Our task is redirecting. See, our task is redirecting, solid redirecting. For redirecting, what is a method name? If you want to redirect the control from one solid to another solid, send redirect. Send redirect method we have to use. Okay. If you want to redirect the control from one solid to another solid, we require send redirect method. Send redirect method in which interface? HTTP solid response. Okay. If you want to redirect the control from one solid to another solid, send redirect method required. Send redirect method is in HTTP solid response interface. Okay. HTTP solid response as a parameter available in three methods: do get method, do post method, and service method. Okay. Now do get method, do post method, and service method. These three methods, where it is HTTP solid. HTTP solid. So if you want to redirect the control from one solid to another solid, this method required. This method is available in this interface. This interface is available in do get, do post, service. Three methods. Now, if you want to handle only get type requests, which method you have to override? Do get. If you want to handle only post type requests, do post. You want to handle both get and post, task is same, service. If you want to handle both do get and do post, get and post, and your task is different, do get and do post, like that you have to override. Then you'll get a HTTP solid response. With that you can call redirecting. With that you can call redirecting. These all you studied yesterday. But what's the difference between generic solid, HTTP solid? You have to learn. Write it. Generic solid versus HTTP solid. Generic solid versus HTTP solid. Generic solid versus HTTP solid. It is a protocol independent. It is a protocol independent. It is a HTTP protocol dependent. It is a protocol independent. It is a HTTP protocol dependent. See, generic solid versus HTTP solid. Generic solid is protocol independent. HTTP solid is HTTP protocol dependent. So in internet, which protocol we are using? HTTP. Now you are using HTTP protocol only. But in future, if any other protocol comes, what they'll do is from generic solid, they'll derive one more class they'll write. So generic solid can handle all protocols, but HTTP solid, HTTP protocol only. But why they given like these two separate classes, which are common to all protocols, that code they written in generic solid, which are specific to HTTP protocol, that is they written in HTTP solid. Suppose you want to redirect, that redirecting service supported by HTTP protocol only. That's what that redirect method is available in HTTP solid response. Now, but forwarding including common to all protocols. That's what the code they written with generic solid. Now, generic solid is superclass or subclass? HTTP solid. If I use HTTP solid, can I access generic solid methods? That is the reason in real time they'll use HTTP solid only. Okay, because HTTP solid is a subclass of generic solid. Yesterday given hierarchy. Solid interface, generic solid, after that HTTP solid. So if you inherit HTTP solid, with that all services possible. With generic solid, redirecting is not possible. No? So it supports common services. Example, forwarding and including. It supports HTTP protocol specific services. Example, redirecting and session tracking. It supports common services. It supports HTTP protocol specific services. By using generic solid, we can access, by using generic solid we can access common services only. By using HTTP solid, we can access both common services and HTTP specific services, because HTTP solid, is a subclass of generic solid. Because HTTP solid is a subclass of generic solid. By using HTTP solid, we can access both common services and HTTP specific services, because HTTP solid is a subclass of generic solid. See, if you use subclass object, with subclass object, superclass methods also we can access. That's what always subclass is powerful. Okay. Always subclass object is powerful. With subclass object, subclass members we can access, superclass members we can access. See, generic solid, it is protocol independent. Any protocol it supports. HDP solid, it is HDP protocol dependent. It is only HDP protocol only supports. Here, common services, forwarding including. Here, redirecting, session tracking, HDP protocols for services. Now, actually, why they prepared two classes is, say, suppose generic solid. First, they prepared generic solid. Now, this is one class. This is one more class, separate class prepared, HDP solid. HDP solid. Okay. This solid will inherit generic solid. This solid will inherit generic solid. In future, if any other protocol comes, what they'll do? They'll create another sub protocol, another solid. They'll derive from like this. If any other protocol comes, again, they'll derive from like this. That means this is common to all protocols, but this is only for HTTP. In future, if any other protocol comes, no need to implement from the beginning. Just they have to inherit. This is they have to inherit. Then these all common services. Here also we can use. Here also we can use. Here also we can use. It is common to all, but this is only for HTTP protocol. That's the difference. Now, HTTP solid is a subclass. Using subclass members we can access, superclass members we can access. That is the reason in a software companies they'll use HTTP solid only in real time. Okay. These are difference between generic solid, HTTP solid. Now, you already studied forwarding concept. Okay. The forwarding program I'll open. Now, login 2. You studied login 2. Okay. In this login 2, this login 2 program again I'll run. Right click, run as, run on server, localhost, Tomcat, next, finish. Here, login to homepage.html. Homepage.html came. If I click on login, login.html, I'll type username, password, existed username, password. When I click on submit button, how many solids executed? This program already over. How many solids? 2 solids. Login solid, welcome solid. Output comes from which solid? Welcome solid. Welcome triple A. Output comes from welcome solid. In address bar, which solid URL pattern appears? See. See here, welcome triple A. This output from welcome solid. But in address bar, login solid URL pattern. Okay. Now here, just forward place I want to redirect. See, in a login, src main java login to login solid. Here we written here forward. We written forward, no? This forward place I want to write redirect. Just little bit change. Okay. This forward code I'll remove. This forward code I'll remove. I want to write redirect. For redirecting, which method required? Send redirect. Send redirect required. Send redirect method, if you want to call, which interface required? HTTP solid response. Now we have solid request, solid response. HTTP solid response is available in three methods: service method, do get method, do post method. First of all, when this solid is executed, whenever I click on submit button in login.html, no, here if I click on submit button, this solid executed. Now which type of request coming to login solid? Get type or post type? Get type request coming or post type request coming? How do you know that is post? Here method equal to post. That means we have to handle post to type requests. Post to type requests, if you want to handle, which method you have to override? Do post. But do post method, is it there in the generic solid? Is it there? No. In which solid? This program we have to change. Here generic solid place what we have to write? HTTP solid. Here you are getting error. That is we have to import. Control Shift O. Imported. Okay. Now HTTP solid. Here what we have to write? Service place. Do post. Do post. Okay. Do post. Here what we have to write? HTTP solid request. Here what we have to write? HTTP solid response. Now again here error coming, no? Control Shift O. Imported. Now get parameter method in which interface? Get parameter method in which interface? Solid request. Now this request is a reference of which interface? HTTP solid request. By using HTTP solid request reference, can we call solid request method? Yes, because solid request is a super interface of HTTP solid request. That is yesterday class I given. That's what these all as it is you can access. No change. Here additionally we have to redirect. Response dot send redirect. Send redirect welcome. It is forwarded to welcome solid. It is redirected to welcome solid. So response dot send redirect. Send redirect method in which interface? HTTP solid response. It is a reference of which interface? HTTP solid response. That's what you can access. Over. Now forward place what I written? Redirect. Now I'll run. Save. Just forward place I written redirect. Now what's the difference you observe? Homepage.html. Login. Username AAA. Password AAA. Previously what was the output? Welcome AAA. In the address bar which solid URL pattern previously? Login. Now what will happen? See. What you are getting? Welcome null. Only control password, data not password. Because redirecting definition what I given? Passing control from one solid to another solid. Control password to welcome solid. But request is not password. Only control. That's what null. Data will not come. Same request if it is forwarded, data comes. It is another request. Another request is empty. Null. And also you observe URL pattern changed. That is there only vanished. New URL pattern. Browser executes again. That's what. You are getting welcome null, here welcome. Now, what's the difference between exactly forwarding, redirecting? I have to explain now. Next, write it. Solid forwarding versus solid redirecting. Solid forwarding versus solid redirecting. One side solid forwarding, one more side solid redirecting. Forwarding request and response of one solid to another solid is called as solid forwarding. Here, passing control from one solid to another solid is called as solid redirecting. Forwarding request and response of one solid to another solid is called as solid forwarding. Passing control from one solid to another solid is called as solid redirecting. Is it over? Now, forwarding request and response of one solid to another solid is called as solid forwarding. Passing control from one solid to another solid is called as solid redirecting. So, only control passed, login solid to welcome solid. But here, request and response passed. The request contains username password also. That's what welcome AAA came. But here, nothing, only control. And also, here, server implicitly forwards the request and response. Server implicitly forwards the request and response of one solid to another solid. Server implicitly forwards the request and response of one solid to another solid. Server implicitly forwards the request and response of one solid to another solid. Here, server instructs the browser to execute next URL. Server instructs the browser to execute next URL. So actually here what is happening? It is first solid, it is second solid. See, it is first solid. It is second solid. It is first solid. It is second solid. Now these all in server. Now here client. Here we'll send the request to first solid. Okay. Here what will happen? This code executed. This code executed. After executing, it will forward to second solid. Second solid executed. Then output comes. This is forwarding. Here it is web client. It is web server. Okay. Now from browser we are sending request to which solid? First solid. Output coming from which solid? Second solid. Is that information browser knows? No, browser doesn't know, because server implicitly forwards. Server only from year to year it forwards. That information not passed to browser. That's what browser doesn't know. That is the reason URL pattern not changed in forwarding. But in redirecting, what will happen? See, it is first solid, it is second solid, first solid, second solid. These are in server. Here client. Here will send the request to first solid. First solid executed. First solid executed. After executing first solid, what will happen is, if you write last statement, redirect. From here, control comes to browser. From browser, URL pattern changed to second solid. Second solid executed. Then this output comes here. That means that information browser knows here. Now this is web client, this is web server. It is web server. Now I'll ask one question, give me answer. In forwarding, how many requests are there? How many responses are there? One request, one response. In a redirecting, how many requests are there? Two requests, two responses. Because this is response, again it is request. So their separate pair created. Now this request is empty. That's what null coming. But this request only forwarded here. That's what username coming. Same request forwarded, no? Username coming. Here another request came, no? That's what null. Now write this one. In forwarding, how many requests and how many responses? One request, one response. Redirecting, two requests, two response. Suppose 10 solets are there. Then how many pairs in forwarding? One only. Redirecting, 10 pairs created. So this request again forwarded, response comes. That's what this is request, this is response. But here request, it is response, request, response. Server to browser response, browser to server request. So here separate pair created for every request. Okay. Next, write it. Here only one pair of request and response created. Here only one pair of request and response created by web container. Here separate pair of request created by web container for every solid. Here separate pair of request and response created by web container for every solid. So here only one pair. Here separate pair. See here, it is first solid, it is second solid. Suppose it is first solid, it is second solid. Here request and response created. Request response, that is only comes here. So this request response created by web container for first solid. Created by web container for first solid. This is only comes here. To second solid also. This is only forwarded here. If you write forward code here, then that is only forwarded. Here request response. So like this. But here different. Here separate pair created. Suppose it is first solid, it is second solid. Here request response. Created by web container for first solid. If you write redirect, if you write redirect, then another pair created. Created by web container for second solid. So it is another request comes, another response comes. Here separate pair of request and response created by web container for every solid. See, same request and response comes here. Here another request comes. That is the reason you are getting output null here. Here you are getting triple A. So login.html will send the request parameter, username, password. That will come here. That is password to welcome solid. It just assume like a login solid. It will assume like a welcome solid. That's what same request coming. That's what we can display username. Here another request coming. That's what we cannot display. That's what null coming. This triple A username password will be there. No, that is vanished there only. Here new request came. The request will be empty. That's what null. Is it over? Now here URL pattern is not changed. Here URL pattern is changed. Here URL pattern is not changed. Here URL pattern is changed because browser knows. That's what changed. Here both data and control pass it to next solid. Here only control passed to next solid. Here both data and control passed to next solid. Here only control passed to next solid. See, data also comes, control also comes. That's what here welcome triple A, but here only null. Welcome you are getting, null you are getting. Okay, because of this one only. Here request and response comes. Here only control comes. 6-1. Forwarding supports to forward solid to solid, JSP and HTML. Redirecting supports to redirect solid to solid, JSP, HTML, PHP, ASP, ASP.NET, dash, etc. So one technology to other technology also possible. Redirecting. One technology to other technology. Java to .NET also possible. Because only control passed. That is the reason possible. Forwarding works within the server only. Redirecting works within the server and between two different servers also. So two different servers also communication possible with redirecting. So two different servers also communication possible. But forwarding within the server only. Is it over? So two different server communication also possible, but here within the server only. Now I'll ask some questions, give me answer. Writing is over. See, suppose it's on online shopping application like Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket. Like this, so many online shopping applications are there. Like Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, so many Myntra, like that, so many applications are there. Now, in any online shopping, you can use any payment gateway. Many gateways are there. Master, Visa, RuPay, these all many gateways are there. Those all separate against servers. Payment gateway servers. Many are there. But these all issued by banks. Different banks. ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, SBI Bank, Union Bank, so many banks are there. See how many payment gateway servers are there. How many online shopping sites are there? How many bank servers are there? Now, any webs online shopping, any bank card you can use. Okay. Suppose here we used master payment gateway. It comes to here. If you use RuPay, Visa, different payment gateways are there. No? Like this. This card may be issued by ICICI Bank, may be issued by HDFC Bank, may be issued by SBI, may be issued by Union Bank. Many are there. Now, any shopping site, any payment gateway possible. Like this, here also, here also, here also, here also, here also, like this communication going on. Now, any shopping site you open, any payment gateway you can use. Any shopping site, any payment gateway. Possible no like this? So many options are there. Okay. Now, suppose you'll open Amazon website. You'll open Amazon website. You'll purchase some items. After purchasing, you are paying money through credit card. So you will enter credit card number here. But the credit card number is valid or not valid? Is it Amazon server knows? But that card is not issued by Amazon. Amazon is shopping website. But Amazon server doesn't know the card is valid or not valid. Then what it will do? That card number pass it to gateway. If it is master is there, master gateway. RuPay is there, RuPay. Visa is there, Visa. Payment gateways on card, master, Visa, RuPay will be there. No? That is payment gateway. Suppose it is master, then it goes to master gateway. That card, master card, ICICI Bank also issuing, like SBI Bank also issuing. So the card is valid or not valid, it will check this gateway. But in that card balance, like a credit card means amount should not exceed. Credit card limit will be there, no? 1 lakh or 2 lakhs like that. But amount is exceeded or not, it doesn't know. That is bank server knows. It goes to again bank server. Bank server will check according to the credit card limit exceeded or not. If it is exceeded, it will not allow. Not exceeded, it will allow. Suppose if it is debit card, balance is there or not, it will check. Balance is there, allows. Balance is not there, not allows. Now, this is one shopping application, Amazon. When you enter credit card number, pass it to payment gateway master. But master will pass to bank server, ICICI Bank. Now, here how many servers communication is going on? 3 servers. Okay. Now, can we implement this concept with forwarding? Is it possible? No. Forwarding works within the server only. But here how many servers are there? 3 servers. Forwarding not possible. Can we implement this concept with redirecting? Yes, you can use redirecting. This server to this server, this server to this server, redirecting possible. This server may be developed in Java. This server may be developed in .NET. This server may be, the application may be developed in PHP or Python, Django. So many. Multiple technologies are there. Will they take permission with this server? This is Java, this should be Java like that? No. That is their own application. This is their own application. This is one company developed. This is one more company developed. But this communication is possible with web services technology possible. Okay. That is, we'll study after Java EE. After learning advanced Java. In Java EE class, you'll learn. So here communication going on between 2 different technologies also. But redirecting supports no. Java to .NET, .NET to PHP, PHP to Python, Python to Django. Different technologies possible. But here you will enter credit card number. Will it come here in redirecting? No. Redirecting only control passed. What do you want? Now, if you use forwarding, forwarding doesn't work. Forwarding works within the server only. But here 3 different servers are there. Forwarding not possible. Redirecting possible, but are you getting data? No, you will get a null only. Even if you enter credit card number here, that number will not come, null comes. Again there if you enter also, again null only comes. So in this situation, what we have to use here, passing control possible. Amazon server to gateway, payment gateway to bank server, passing control possible, but data not possible. If you want to pass data, one more concept is there, session tracking. Session tracking is there. With that, data also we can transfer. Okay, that is next concept, session tracking is there. Session tracking is a most important concept in the Sowlets. Session tracking. So next heading, session tracking. Harshavardhan, that paint, it is vanished. All on online, offline students also written. Now session tracking. Session tracking. See, I want to pass the control one server to another server, possible with redirecting. But what is the problem is data will not come. With this data also we can bring. Here session tracking concept required. Next write it. What is session tracking first of all? First listen the class. No. A session is a time period between login and logout. A session is a time period between login and logout. See, session. What is session means? It is a time period between login and logout. Say, for example, our class 7:30 to 9. It is 1.5 hour session. This is called session. Here also, whenever you log in, until you click on logout, that time period we are calling like a session. Okay. A session is a time period between login and logout. Whenever you click on login button until you click on logout button, in that time period we have to maintain some data, that is tracking. That session tracking. See, next write it. A session tracking is a mechanism that Sowlets use to maintain client state information about a series of requests. From the same user across some time period. A session tracking is a mechanism that Sowlets use to maintain client state information about a series of requests from the same user across some time period. See, you didn't write notes, your network issue, and you are absent, this recording videos, these all I'm not responsible. These all I'm not responsible. That is starting, like many people, they are sending mail, send recorded video. I don't have a recorded videos. I'm not I'm not responsible for sending recorded videos also. I don't have a recording videos also. You missed means I cannot do anything. That's what I'm sharing. Still I'm sharing PDF files. See, mail, if any doubts are there, mail to my mail ID. But send recorded video when HTML batch is going to start, when Oracle batch is going to start. If I ask, what should I do? Open website, which are the, say, people are sending when HTML batch starts, when Oracle batch starts also they are sending. When course is going to complete, this type of doubts only they are asking. If I open mailbox, hundreds of mails coming, hundreds of mails. Even not only running batch students, completed batch students also they'll send. Not only completed, after joining in the company, team leader will give task, no, that task also they're sending. This is happening. If I open mailbox, hundreds of mails coming. Previous batch students already joined in some companies. Team leader will give a task. That task they'll send to me. That is happening. Then myself also morning to night 5 hours, five batches I'm taking. 10 hours I'll be in Amirpet only. Okay. Like if I do your duty, my duty who will do? Like thousands of students, they're sending mails. I given mail ID only for doubts, not for recorded videos, not for task. Task means after learning you have to do it. That is your duty. After joining in the company, your duty, no, you have to do it. That company task also they are sending to my mail ID. But even if I have 10, 20 years experience also, for finishing of that task, it will take time or not. But my duty here, I have to take a leave to do your duty. Okay, myself also 10 hours I'm working, no. But your task, if I do, my duty who will do? But people are sending like that. Even if you have very good experience also, task is not simple. It takes 1 hour, 2 hours minimum. Suppose you are fresher, you can do one day. For me also 1 hour it will take at least. If any task is there, task if I do myself, it will take 1 hour. But 1 hour time I cannot spend, no. So after joining in the company, still if any task related doubts are there, search in Google, use Google and use books. With that knowledge you can do it. But after joining in the company also they are sending doubts. See, a session tracking is a mechanism that Solid's use to maintain client state information about a series of requests from the same user across some time period. See, session tracking, session, it is a time period between login and logout. So it is not specific 1 minute or 2 minutes or half an hour or 2 hours. Whenever you click on login until you click on logout, that much time period is called one session. That may be 1 minute also. Suppose you'll open mailbox, just you'll see how many mails came. Immediately you log out. 1 minute only you'll see. That 1 minute also one session. 1 minute also one session. Okay. So the between login and logout time period is called one session. That much time period, some data maintained, that is called session tracking mechanism. See, a session tracking is a mechanism that Solid's used to maintain. Client state information. What is client state information? What a client state information is, depends upon application, it will be different. Suppose mailbox application, username password is a client state. Suppose online examination ID is a client state. And bank application, account number is a client state. Insurance company application, policy number is a client state. Until you log out, it will maintain. That is called session tracking mechanism. What exactly this one, I would explain with the session tracking methods. Then you'll get a clarity. Write it. There are 4 session tracking methods. This is you will not understand today. Monday class you will understand. Now, first one, cookies. Second one, URL rewriting. Third one, HTTP sessions. Fourth one, hidden form fields. So I have to explain with the diagrams. Then you'll get a clarity. I have to explain with the diagrams about this. It is the most important topic in the entire solids. See, there are 4 session tracking methods: cookies, URL rating, HTTP sessions, hidden form fields. Now, each session tracking method is different. What's the difference? When we have to use cookies, when we have to use URL rating, when we have to use HTTP session, when we have to use hidden form field, why 4 ways? These all I'll explain with each and every method with the diagrams. So we'll see continuation on Monday. It takes time for explaining. We'll see on Monday. Okay. Monday, this mechanism I'll explain. Online students, just wait 2 minutes. I'll clarify your doubts. Redirecting program with session tracking, I'll mix, then you can write. Redirecting session tracking, I'll mix, at the time you can write. This course, totally already I told 60 to 70 days total course duration. 60 to 70 days total course duration. Sessions you will understand Monday class. Any other doubt? How to hidden login password? That is password field. If you write hidden, it doesn't appears. In HTML program, input type equal to password. If you write, it doesn't appears. Yeah, 60 to 70 sessions. Yeah, Hemant. New request will be created. 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. You can, yeah, queries purpose you can join in Zoom meeting ID. Yes, that is already link I shared in Google Classroom. Harish. HTTP solid request, HTTP solid response. It is just subclass of solid request, subclass of solid response. Project, if you learn with framework, if you develop with framework, it will be useful. Yeah, Spring batch you can understand. You can join. Just 1 minute wait. 1 minute wait. Next, one by one, I'll clarify your doubts. Wait. Pallavi. Project, if you develop with framework, it will be useful. Spring batch, Sagar, you can attend spring batch. You can attend. No need to wait until completion. Yeah, in Ashutosh. Yeah. Registration, login, redirecting, forwarding a return. Notes already shared up to yesterday. In read Hari Prasad. Yeah. We are using forwarding also, including also, redirecting also. All we are using. Hemant, what is client state? You'll understand Monday class. No, my batch is not there spring. You attend any other faculty batch, no need to worry. Angular batch, if you want to join, HTML, CSS, JavaScript knowledge required. Navesri. No, my batch, myself, I'm teaching core Java, advanced Java here. Today notes I'll send. Okay, we'll see continuation on Monday.